In this video, we're going to take a look at the final assembly steps for your motorized multi-tool unit. The motor manufacturer has given us a parts breakdown and a schematic, and by referencing the work table and the eye shield in the drawing, I've went ahead and put these on before the video. You can see it's all toolless, so it's pretty straightforward, easy to adjust. Now to put the multi-tool belt grinder on, we need three tools. A 15/16 socket or wrench would work, a 1/2 inch box wrench, and a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. This tensioner arm that I've unpacked will be the first thing that we put onto the machine. And to give ourselves plenty of room to work, I'll go ahead and spin off the nut and pull off our drive pulley. That'll give us room to insert our bolts through the slots from the back side. And we'll go ahead and tighten these down by hand, top and bottom. Now, one thing to note here as I'm tightening this bottom bolt is we want to snug these up. We don't want this to be super tight to begin with, but we want it to be secure, but yet as I wiggle it, I want it to move a little bit. This will help us with our tracking step that we have coming up. Pulley will go on, and I'll use the washer and the nut. And we can go ahead and secure all of this. It'll be the last time that we have to mess with the drive pulley. So once I get the nut spun on here, I'll grab the socket, tighten this up. And the rotation of the motor once you power it up will also help tighten this nut up good and secure. Now, one important spec we want to look at is this 1/4 inch gap that's required between the tensioner arm and the drive pulley, as you can see here in this photo. And then we want to put our tracking lever in the neutral position and sight down the front of the machine just like this, and set the top of the contact wheel and the back drive pulley to running as parallel as you can get. Once that looks good to you, we'll go ahead and take your belt and we'll do our first tracking test. So we'll slip it over the drive pulley first, over the contact wheel, and release the catch. And now by hand, just go ahead and spin the belt a little bit and we'll see which way the belt wants to go. As it wanders one direction or the other, I'm going to make some real small changes to the tensioner arm. And I'm going to work it so that I spin the belt and it tracks right down the middle. Now we'll go ahead and take the belt back off. And we'll tighten this whole thing up by grabbing our 1/2 inch wrench, and I'll start on the top and snug this up good. And of course on your machine, come around to the bottom side as well and tighten that bottom bolt. And now for a quick double check, I'm just going to put the belt back on and we'll give it a real good spin, and it's going right down the middle of the contact wheel. So with the lever moving up and down, my belt will move right and left, and that's exactly where I want it for when I power up the first time. I'm going to grab the plate here and the screwdriver, and using these self-tapping screws, we'll go ahead and show you how this plate goes on the side. And use some caution here because the drive pulley that we're screwing into is aluminum. Once that's on, you can grab your disc and peel back this backing, and the self-adhesive disc will stick right on the side. Now our belt and our disc is all set up and ready to go. Now, if you're going to mount this to one of our pedestals, such as the floor pedestal or the wall mount pedestal that we offer, these bolts right here, which were included, they'll go right through these middle holes on each side and bolt right up to one of our pedestals. Or you can see the base has 6 different holes that you can use to mount it to your workbench. So pre-drill some holes and use the right hardware and you'll be all set there. So hopefully this was a helpful video. Check out our other resources such as phone, email, or YouTube videos, and have a lot of fun using your multi-tool.